grumpy old troll. To cross my bridge, you have to do my math problems.
Oh no, Dora! I suck at math!
I suck at math too! This is a very big problem. Amigos, will you help us?
You will?
Yay! Using models, tell me what 11n plus 21 equals negative 34 is. Oh no!
This is the equation that the grumpy old troll gave us. Now, we have to find out what n is equal to. So I started out by making a little chart, and now I have to represent what all of this means with squares. Now that I finished drawing all the tiles, you can see that the tiles are the exact same as the top equation. But now what do you think I have to do? Right, I have to make 0 pairs. So now I have to add 21 negative tiles just to make 11n go by itself. Now that I added negative tiles to the left side, that makes 11n go by itself now. But hopefully you know that whatever you do to one side, you must do to the other side. So now I have to add 21 more negative tiles to the right side. Now that I added the same amount of negative tiles to the left side as I did the right side, we can now solve this equation. But first we have to figure out how many negative tiles are right here. So, what is 34 plus 21? Right, it's 55. So now all we have to think about is how many negative tiles are going to go in to one of those variable tiles. So basically, what is 55 divided by 11? 5. Right, good job. Showing by this model, you can see that there are 5 negative tiles for every one variable tile. So the answer is negative 5. And we can prove that by knowing that 11 times negative 5, which is negative 55, plus 21 equals negative 34. So it fits perfectly. Thank you so much for your help.
Is it negative 5? Yes, what about negative variables?
Bring it, you ugly troll!
What is negative 5n plus 3 equals 23?
This is the equation that the grumpy old troll gave us. And I did the exact same as last time. I started making that little chart. But this time, it's going to be just a little bit different. Because now, I have to show my variable tiles as negative tiles. Again, as you can see, the tiles represent the exact same as the top equation. But obviously this time, those are negative tiles. But right now we don't have to worry about that. Let's just do the same thing that we did before, which is adding 0 pairs. So now we have to add 3 negative tiles, and then 3 negative tiles to the other side. This is what happens when I add 3 negative tiles to both sets. The 3 negative tiles cancel out 3 positive tiles. So now it is just negative 5n by itself, and how many positive tiles are on the right side? 20. Good job. The only problem is that we cannot solve this equation with negative variables. In fact, you cannot solve any equation with negative variables. So how are we supposed to turn negative variables into positive variables? You divide it by itself. Good thinking. I would have never thought of that one. Of course we know that negative 5 divided by negative 5 equals positive 1, because a negative divided by a negative equals a positive. But what happens when we have a positive divided by negative? It turns into a negative. So if we have 20 divided by negative 5, that normally equals 4. But since it's negative 5, it's negative 4. So that means n equals negative 4.
Go. 7 bracket negative n plus 2 equals 28.
This is the equation that the grumpy old troll gave us. But he said this time that we have to use distributive property in order to solve it. And also this time we don't have to use models, so it's going to take not as long. But what is distributive property? Oh my gosh, my mind is blown! Is it when you multiply 7 times negative n, and then you add that to 7 times 2? I think so. Wow, that sounds complicated. Okay, amigos, I did what you told me to do. So now I multiplied 7 times negative n plus 7 times 2. And nothing has changed on the right side. 28 just stays the same. But now, well, clearly we know that 7 times 2 is 14. So, 7 times 2 is 14. But how do we solve 7 times negative n? It's just 7 negative n. It stays the exact same. So now we're at the point when we do the exact same that we did with the models. But except now we don't use models. So what do we do to get 7 negative n by itself? We make 0 pairs again. So that means we have to add negative 14 to the left side and to the right side. Now that we have 7 negative n and 14, because 28 minus 14 is 14, now what do you think we have to do? We have to divide them both by negative n. Now we have negative 7 and negative 14. Because when you divide positive 7 by a negative, you also get a negative. And with 14, since it's positive 14 and we divide it by a negative, it also turns into a negative. Now, of course, we know that when we have negative 7, we have to divide it by itself. So negative 7 divided by negative 7 equals positive n. Because when you have a negative divided by a negative, it's a positive. And same on the other side. Negative 14 divided by negative 7 equals positive 2. So now we know that n equals positive 2. And we can prove this because if we have 2 plus 2 in the brackets, and that makes 4, and 7 times 4 equals 28. So it fits perfectly. Thank you so much, amigos. Positive 2.
But we asked you 3 questions though. I'm changing it. Well, that's not fair. What did I have a choice, Dora? What did I say about annoying me?
Okay, Dora, here's your problem. You find some apples on the ground. Boots then asks you for some. And since you are a nice friend, you give him half. On your way home, you stop by your grandmother's house, and she gives you 7 bananas. You take the fruit home that you have left, and your mother discovers that you have 13 pieces of fruit. How many apples did you originally find on the ground? This is the equation that the grumpy old troll gave us, but this time he put it in the form of a real-life situation. So as you can see, according to his question, I picked up a number of apples on the ground, and he did not tell us the exact number. And then I gave Boots some, and I gave him half. And then I went to my grandma's house and added 7 pieces of fruit. And then I ended up with 13. So this equation shows the exact same as the problem that the grumpy old troll just asked us. Now, as you can see, I did what we have been doing the whole entire time. We've been making 0 pairs. So I just subtracted 7 to both sides to get n divided by 2 by itself. And then 13 minus 7 equals 6. But now what do you think I have to do? I have to multiply them both by 2. Now that I multiplied them both by 2, now n is completely by itself. And 6 times 2 equals 12. So now we know that the number of apples I originally picked up was 12 apples. And we know that because 12 divided by 2 equals 6, and 6 plus 7 equals 13. Thank you so much. We solved the last problem. Oh.
It's 12 apples! We did it! We did it! I didn't say that was right yet. We know it is, okay? Nice try, really. Ah! It's poison! It's poison! Climb it up, poison! Climb it up, poison! Climb it up, poison!
Aw, man.
More seeds. There's one more seed.
One more. Hurry up with that one.
It's really short.
Stop it.
They're